the purpose of today's video is to show you how to make the easiest $17,000 of your life. Now, before I show you how easy this business model is, let me just show you a little bit about who I actually am, just so you know who the you're actually watching, okay? This was me a couple of years ago, working a 9 to 5 in a kitchen, feeling lost. I'd always tried different online businesses and thought I was making progress, but really I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Anyway, I invested into myself. I got a mentor. I learned how to make businesses more money. And since then, I've been traveling the world for about the last year. It's been amazing. Now, on that journey, I realized there was so many better ways to do it. And I just started learning about AI. And most recently, I installed this tool for a big influencer who makes a lot of money online for a coaching program called Cameron Eastwood. Okay, now I'm going to show you exactly how I built this bot and how easy it is to do. The model of this is basically we charge a one-time setup fee, $2,500. You can probably charge more. You could definitely charge less if you wanted the client. And then we charge a $1,200 a month retainer. This works out to like, $16,900 a year or something like that. So just under $17,000. Your only expense is your time and $100 a month for the software. So you're left with nearly 16K profit at the end of the year, assuming the client stays for the full year, which as long as you're getting them good results, they most likely will. Now, the use case for this and where this has helped Cam is he used to have appointment setters in his inbox, replying to leads, responding to messages, because he can't do it. He's a business owner. He's busy. He has other responsibilities to deal with. And this is the problem we're solving, which is how business works. He needs someone that's active. And it's difficult to rely on people that have emotions, they have feelings, they have family, they have stuff to do, the weather, okay? With AI, you don't have to worry about them having days off. They work all the time, as much as you need. Whenever the lead comes through, they respond. You can set the response timer. You can set how long the initial message should take. Everything like that, you have control over. So Cameron is now booking consistent calls every single day using this one simple AI solution. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, Max, that sounds cool, but like, where do I start? I got you, okay? We start by mapping out the whole flow. So for me, I had experience in this industry, so I kind of understood how this conversation flow should work. I've built a team doing this exact thing before already. Now, if you don't have experience in the said industry for the client that you're working with, you can just ask to get in their DMs. So you either need to get them to send you as many successful conversations as possible, or ideally, to make it a more done-for-you service, just ask to have access to their inbox so you can review conversations and see the types of questions that leads are asking or potential customers. So then you can know how to respond to inquiries and work out the flow. So for us, it's very simple. Like we just have a simple intro message. Hey, thanks for reaching out. Mind if I ask you a few questions to see how I can help? And then they're either going to say yes or no. So if they say no, well, it's unlikely. Like no one's going to say no to this message. They've already asked for help, but it's just to frame the conversation a little bit. You can obviously do some form of objection handling and try to see if, okay, so not building an online income is no longer a priority for you, and try to reroute them. If not, you can just send them some form of nurture in message and give them like a YouTube video to watch and say, yeah, no worries, watch this. If you want to come back in the future, we'll be happy to help. Like that kind of thing. Something super light and simple. Now, basically, then we just want to get into qualification questions. So we're looking to understand, so Cameron's business model is teaching people how to make money through TikTok Shop and AI. Very good business model. If you want to learn it, you can drop him a message on Instagram. Not only can you see how the bot works, you can also see how to make money through TikTok Shop. Very good business model, okay? The first thing we're looking to do is just qualify. So do they have experience in the industry, yes or no? What country are they from? The reason being is if they're from India, not to be a dick, they're just not going to buy. They never do. They're a waste of time. So we're looking for if they have experience, blah, blah, blah. If they do, we want to know what their challenges are. Are you still running the business? What's been your biggest challenge with scaling? And then we can reloop back to goals. Or if they don't have experience, we give them a quick rundown of how the business model works and says, is that something you'd like to learn more about? They're nearly always going to say yes, but it's just to give them a bit of education on what they're actually talking to you about. From here, it's all just about qualifying more. So what are they currently doing? And it's about is that something you're looking to stay with short term or long term? And because that's a pain point. So then we want to dive deeper into that. Okay, so what specifically is going on right now that makes you want to change? We're asking these types of questions. And I'll show you how I have it set up in the bot. Basically, then it goes to goals. And then it's like, how urgent or how much of a priority is this for you to actually change your current situation and achieve X? Then we qualify for finances, and then we ask about what's been stopping them from doing this on their own. After we've gone through this whole flow, the bot will then pitch them a call with a senior advisor about the coaching program, and then they will get booked in for a call, and there'll be a whole other flow for nurture sequences, so pre-call emails. The sales rep can send a WhatsApp and things like that, but that's kind of outside of the bot's responsibilities. Like, that's more for the sales manager or the sales team or the business owner to do that side of stuff. You definitely can give advice with that, and it will make your service even better, but your service is mainly limited to just providing the flow to book a call. The rest of it is not necessarily your responsibility, but if you want to go above and beyond and help people with their funnel and things like that, you could definitely learn about that as well. So it's very simple. The end goal of this is to send the calendar link, which will book sales calls. Now, if someone like Cam is selling a program for a few $1,000s, this can very quickly make a lot of money. So let me show you exactly how this works. So we go into here, and on a point wise, this will cost you, look, $97 a month for your first client. And then to do more clients on one account, it'll cost you $297. So you only need to be spending $97 to get your first client. It's really a low barrier to entry. If you can't invest that, you should probably go get a job and not be trying to run a business. Basically, all you want to do here is put the whole conversation questions here. So where are you based? You'll see I've now mapped out where the countries could be. So if they're based from a country inside the Western world, Europe, and some other parts of Asia, the more wealthy parts, that's fine. We can then skip to question 2 of, do you have experience for scaling brands at TikTok Shop? If they're from a country like Bali, Thailand, blah, 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 the countries a lot of digital nomads go to, we want to just qualify them to saying, like, is that where you're from, or are you just living there temporarily? The reason being is because we don't want to disqualify people that are from the high income nations. And then the people from low income nations, we just give a nurture message to say, thanks for sharing that. At the moment, we're only working with individuals based in select regions due to system and payment limitations. If that changes in the future, we'll be sure to let you know. Appreciate you reaching out. At the end of the day, they don't buy. They're a waste of time. So you have to think about, like, what people will say. So, like, I literally mapped it out. So, like, for example, with a question like this, like, what is it you're doing for work currently? I've put a load of different jobs, and then it's a simple response, okay. And then when you go to question 9, it'll say, are you feeling like that's something you want to stick with long term? Okay. The reason we then ask that is because they'll then usually say, no, I don't want to stick with it long term. Okay. And again, we say, got it. And then skip to question 18. So what makes you feel like you want to change? The reason we ask these questions is because you're creating leverage and building up a gap. In sales, the most important thing you can do is create a gap between where they are now and where they want to go. Now, the business owner I'm working with here, Cam, is obviously selling a coaching program. You can install this for any business that has that has lead inquiries coming in. There's ways to do it outside of Instagram, and you can do like WhatsApp and things like that, which I'll make future videos on. But this bot I'm talking about here is specifically used for Instagram. And the way you integrate it to Instagram is through something called Go High Level. Go High Level is a CRM, which most online business owners will be using, especially in like the info product space. And there's tutorials here to set it up. So basically, you just watch this tutorial, integrate with GHL, launch in GHL. It's super simple, really not rocket science. Now, as you're going through to build these, you just want to be thinking about like what people would say. So like, for example, when I asked the goals question, okay, what kind of goals do you have over the next 3 to 6 months? If for question 8 contains money, more income, extra cash, we want to say something like, totally get that, out of interest, and then we skip to question 22. What would more money allow you to do that you can't right now? The reason we're asking this is because it's a pain point. It's a piece of leverage. So you literally want to map out every single response. And this is where it's great if you have access to the business owner's account. You can go through all their recent messages, old messages, and you can see exactly what types of questions get asked, how the business owner or the employee would currently respond, and you just replicate that. Now, to do this and test this, you don't have to launch it straight away. You can do this. It has a test feature. So you can do this as you start adding questions. So, hey, yes, of course. Okay. You can set the timers and stuff. This on here, it'll respond straight away, so you're not waiting. But like, it's going to ask me, where am I based? UK. Okay, I'm not going to go through the whole conversation because you've seen how it works, but it's really very simple. Like, all you need to do is map the conversation out with a simple Figma flow and think about the questions you want to ask. And then all you need to do is think about the answers that people will respond with and create keyword responses based on what they respond. And to do that, you just put show conditions here. So you put the question and then you put very simple things. If answer for question 8 contains keyword, then you put a certain response and then you link it to the next question. You always have to link it to the next question so it follows a flow. Now, to train your knowledge base, I would recommend putting the whole flow for the conversation, and just every time you're testing it and you see something you don't like, literally go to ChatGPT, type in exactly what it is you don't like about it, or put a screenshot and say, help me write a prompt so this doesn't happen. And slowly, you'll just build a knowledge base up like this. And I say slowly, it'll happen very quickly. Just test yourself. Honestly, you can make one of these bots in a day. It's so simple. And you just train the knowledge base to tell it all the different things that you don't like. But you only can do this through testing, because I could show you Cam's knowledge base, but it's not going to apply the same as you building it for a different client. So you just have to test. It's not rocket science. The more data you put into this, the better the responses will be. So honestly, that's a super simple breakdown of how to do it. Now, in a future video, I'll show me actually building it step by step by step. This is obviously me showing you a finished product, but I will be making a new bot for a new client very soon, so stay tuned. If you want to use this software at Pointwise, I will put a link in the description below so you can make your own custom AI agent. And yeah, you can sign up. It's $97 a month. It's no brainer. And then you can figure out how to get clients from it also.